But I wanted to actually reach out to Andrew and ask you two questions. Arshad talked about these multidisciplinary engages and collaborations towards the point of building global learning skills. Two questions for you. Question one, tell us what is University 2035? And in a conversation outside, you mentioned to me it's a university with an expiration date. Tell us what needs to happen for a university to expire.
Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me all the way from chilly Moscow to this wonderful sunny Delhi place. Took me just 6-hour flight, but it's totally worth it. Well, University 2035 is an interesting type of organization, hence the name. 2035 is the year, it is the expiration date. So in his visionary book, Nassim Taleb, who is one of the best-selling authors of the world, the book was called Anti-Fragile. He said that it would have been great if a given university would have had an expiration date, so they would also have KPIs, they would also have a mission, and we would see whether or not this particular mission would have been fulfilled up to this particular date. So our mission is this: up to 2035, we are supposed to introduce a fully automatic, digital, data-driven educational system throughout the universities of Russia. Russia is a pretty extensive country, as you might know. We have almost the same number of universities as in India, and we also do have about 1 million graduates per year. So we are very, very similar. Well, we're about 5 times more geographically dispersed, you might say. So the question really is, how can this whole educational system be controlled? How can the learning quality be assessed? How can we have the similar access to high-level education, very similar to what Coursera stands for? How can we provide the lifelong learning principles, and especially for those people who are not just students, who are not just starting their path, their career, but who are finding themselves outdated in the market, who find themselves lost and confused because their specific jobs are not called for anymore. So we need to reintroduce them. For example, we can take accountants who are used to bookkeeping in just paper form. We can take them and reintroduce them to the market as junior data analysts, helping teach the neural networks. Because the neural networks, as you all know, and the AI in general, it takes staggering amounts of data to be taught. And the AI doesn't work without us teaching it. Right now is a wonderful time, which is called a human-machine pedagogy, when humans are teaching artificial intelligence for artificial intelligence to be able to teach humans. And this is exactly what University 2035 stands for. So we are introducing artificial intelligence algorithms into all of education, starting with diagnostics. We need to know who these people are, what their character qualities are, how can we teach them as effective as possible, how we give them as much as possible. Then we collect digital footprint from their everyday learning patterns, and from this digital footprint we can know how to adapt their individual learning curve, individual trajectories, and make it still more effective. And you know how effective this can be measured these days. Everybody's saying time is money, and this is how we measure it. The faster we can create this transfer from a state of where we are now to a state of specific activity, a specific work, the faster we can reintroduce a person into this new digital-driven market, the more effective our education is. So this is what we basically stand for, but not only in Russia, also worldwide, hopefully soon in India.
Matthew said it's about what we thought, what's become, but then let's think about what's to come. So in just one line, if each one of you could answer, what could be a vision for Coursera for Campus? What's to come? What would that be? Just one line. Let's start from Andrew.
Okay. I'd say that the next step or the vision for Coursera for Campus would be an ecosystem, like a gentleman mentioned, an ecosystem based on individual learning curve connected into a complex network of competency stacks, because we don't have any professions anymore. We have specific competency stacks and we have specific requirements. So I'd say this kind of an ecosystem where every learner has an individual learning path that brings him to a specific competency stack, to a specific position in a specific company, that's the vision.